The top 5 meta strats that you see in single rank battles in the top tier S rank and Z rank 24/7. So first things first, I didn't put this in a real order of like difficulty wise, but if you know, because everybody adapts a certain thing differently based on what character they have as well. So yeah, but first things first, giant characters, and more importantly, Dr. Willow. So the strat with this is for meta. What people do, they'll press R2X twice, and usually when you do that, you do the Dragon Rush behind somebody, right? But with giant people, they don't do that. They headbutt people. And in this game, for some reason, Bandai thought it was cool that you can't block that. So if I put Vegeta on block, he get hit. So what they'll do online is just keep spamming this, which uses their key, but I got max key on right now. But they'll keep spamming that non-stop to keep chipping your health away. The only thing you can do to counter this is super counter at the exact moment, which is kind of hard because they flipping you non-stop, right? So it's pretty hard to actually, you know, super counter, but that is a way to do it. Super counter immediately. Second thing is perception, super perception. You have to waste a whole skill slot for it though, so you have to have a skill slot to be able to do it. But yeah, that's the only 2 things you can do. Other than that, you're relying off of after image strike on Super Vegito, which is like strong counter against giant people that spam this all day. What they'll do is they'll keep doing this all day until the match goes on long enough, and whether they losing, so the catch up system make it that they get more skill slots more than you, even though you're whooping their butt. It doesn't matter how they get it. They'll use full power with Dr. Willow, and they'll just keep spamming on you non-stop. It's but input delay. Home me with doing it non-stop, but people that actually got it down pat, they'll just keep doing this all day. And then when the super bar finna go out, they'll use Dr. Willow's unblockable super, which is Gigantic Bomber, which is him just rushing you and hitting you, can't block it, and it does insane damage as y'all just seen. And I'll show y'all one more time how much damage it did. Why did the game make it do this much damage? I have no idea. But yeah, full health bar going. So that's the first meta strat that you may see online a lot. I'm trying to show it even more, but Vegeta's freaking stuck on this invisible wall. Okay. But yeah, if you do full power and it hits you with a Gigantic Bomber, this is the damage you'll end up doing. 20,000. 2 health bars. It's not even that's not his ultimate. That's not his ultimate. But it does 20,000. I don't even think he had to be max power for it to do that much. It seems like only do that much when you're on the ground. I mean, when you're in the air. On the ground, he ain't hitting you multiple times. So if you're in the air, you're in big trouble. That's basically what I'm saying. If you're in the air, you're in big trouble. That's what it's looking like. Let's try just double take. Yeah, if you're in the air, he doing 20,000 to you. If you're on the ground, he doing like 9,000, 10,000. So another counter against this is when you fight Dr. Willow, stay on the ground as much as possible. Next strat people do in the game 24/7, and that would be using the character that has a skill that makes them go max power immediately. That's the strat. That's it. That's the strat. Side note, Broly's one of the characters in the game where he has super armor. And there are a lot of people in the game where they go max power, they got super armor. A couple people that got super armor in the game when they go max power, off the top of my head, is Teen Gohan Super Saiyan 2, Jiren full power, Broly has super armor regularly when he in Legendary Super Saiyan, but he also has it even more when he's in max ki. So people like them cannot be flinched. Well, Broly, I know for a fact, regularly he can't be flinched with ki blasts when he's in Legendary Super Saiyan. But yeah. Also, besides just the superpower being a strat as well, any character that got more than 3 health bars, well 4 health bars, is meta online on single battle. If you're not using a character that got 5 health bars, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. So that's why you always run to people rocking super fusions online, like Super Vegito and stuff, Kefla, Master Ultra Instinct Goku, Z Broly, Full Power Jiren, etc., etc. Anybody at 5 health bars is meta in single battle. So that's the second meta strat. You have to be using someone that got 5 health bars. That's just what the meta is. Third meta, which is, lo and behold, after image strike, Super Vegito. And anybody that got after image strike. After image strike is meta in this game. Very broken. For 15 seconds, your opponent can't hit you. The only way to counter someone using after image strike is to Z counter them or super counter them. So you gotta press up and swear at the exact moment when it's hitting you. The second thing is spamming key blasters all day, which is the fourth meta I gotta talk to you guys about. It kind of originated because of the Super Vegito strat being very crazy online. But yeah, that's all people do online. They'll keep popping after image strike. If they losing from you throwing hands at them, they'll get after image strike quicker because of the catch-up mechanic in this game. So this is the meta. Not only this, Wild Sense is the meta as well. Anyone that got Wild Sense is meta as well. So you want to be using someone that has after image strike or Wild Sense on their character. If you have both, like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or Master Ocean Instinct Goku that has Wild Sense on them, but also has a move that make them go full max key, those are like the god tier characters in the game, hands down. So the next strat that was created because of after image strike on Super Vegito, which is probably the more frequent one you see now online that's super busted, is the unblockable ultimate move strat. So this strat is going very popular right now on high tier ranking. It sucks because it's very toxic and you really can't do much about it. There's really not much counterplay to it, but vanishing at the right moment. But even still, you still take a net negative from this. They'll use someone like Broly that can go max power. Beerus can do the same thing. Anyone that got unblockable super and can go max power immediately, they do this strat. And even if you don't have someone that got max power right away, anyone with unblockable super can do this. Unblockable ult can do this. What they do is they go max power and they keep spamming key. Hold on, I gotta make this very canonical. Let me take Vegeta health away, max health away, so y'all can see how broken this strat really is. So this is how broken it is. It doesn't matter if Vegeta blocking, he's taking chippies, as y'all can see. So while Vegeta blocking, if I get behind him while he's doing this, my bad, I was not I'm not in the air, so the aiming, tracking in this game, I done talked about it. They'll do this strat all day, and from Vegeta blocking like that, he almost lost a full health bar. Even if I did it right, he would have lost a full health bar from me just doing that. Now the main mistake people do when someone doing this is they'll deflect. And let me show y'all what happens if you deflect while someone's doing this. You'll get stuck in the deflection animation while they're doing 360s around you, and they'll get back shots on you, which make the key blasters do extra damage. Right? They'll keep doing this non-stop, and right before they open and go off while you stuck being oppressed by the blocking, they'll pop an unblockable ult. And from that strat alone, they doing at least a full health bar minimum to you from spamming key blasters. And then while they're doing that, if you're getting hit by the key blasters, they're doing more than just 1 health bar to you, and then their ult do 2 health bars to you. So they're easily getting 3 health bar damage against you with this strat. Easily. And maybe even more. Like I said, if they catch the back shots on you, like I'm doing right now, the Kid Goku, they doing way more than what I just said to you. You see Kid Goku finna die, and all I did was circle him. He can't really do much to counter this. And then it pops their unblockable ult. And the only thing you can do is try to vanish the unblockable ult. If you don't vanish it, you're dead. From them just going max power. It doesn't matter if you winning the whole match, you're dead. What can counter this? The only thing that can counter this is 2 things. And that's when they go max power, you gotta go max power. Reason being is because then key blasters are bouncing off of you while you're in max power. So they can't do that strat on you when you're in max power. So you have to go max power with them. That's the one strat. The second strat would be you using someone like Whis or Ultra Instinct Goku that can basically, when they stand still, they auto dodge ki blasts. But the problem with Goku is he loses ki when doing that, so you can't do it forever unless you're in max ki with them. But at that point, then the strat don't work. You max ki blast bouncing off you. But Whis does not lose ki when he's auto dodging, so Whis is a good counter against this strat. He can just stand in one spot and just dodge it, and they have to change their game plan up. But I would say the best strat against dodging this is going max power. Another thing you can do is like dashing like this, because then ki blasts bounce off of you. But if I take my max ki off, you will see how quick this drains your ki gauge. So you won't be able to actually do this 24/7 based on how long their max power stays on. You gonna run out of ki way before them, and I'm being generous about you having 5 ki blast stocks on you. Most of the time, you only got like 2 or 3 bars on you when something like this is going on. The third strat maybe that can work is you using your laterals, you know, going up and down, trying to dodge the ki blast, and they bouncing off of you, and they having a hard time trying to track, but it's all based on how close they are to you. They far away, that won't work. And again, you're still gonna run out of ki. So the best counteract is going full power with them, and you beat them up. You beat them to the punch first. You go max power, they can't do the ki blast strat, and now back to a regular neutral fight on who punched who and who get the ultimate move on first. Yeah. Other than that, it's a very oppressive strat. It's very frequent right now online. It's very cheesy. Don't matter how good you are at the game fighting somebody, if they get enough room to pop their skill to go full power with no drawbacks to it, they finna murk you with that strat. It doesn't matter if you full health. This strat, if approached wrong, they can easily one-shot you with this strat with 0 effort. It didn't take no skill at all. You can't banish ki blasters or anything in this game, so yeah, it sucks, but that's what it is. The last strat you see online 24/7 and then and as meta, and I respect this one the most. I have to respect it. Gotta give respect when it's due. A lot of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta players done this to me, and whether I'm lagging or something, I can't counter it. If I'm finding it, if I'm like really like sweating, I can counter it. But you will see a lot of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta players play like this, and it's hard to counter because Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta fights so goddamn fast. It's hard to time the super counter on it against it. But what they'll do is, and a lot of people do this, it is not just Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, it just works very well on him, is Oki. Easy fighting term, but basically it's basically when you force your opponent. It's basically when you're forcing your opponent on the ground and you being able to mix them and get the attack on them before they can do anything about it. So what they'll do is they'll do the Dragon Rush, and then they'll purposely stomp down, and while you're facing around like this, they purposely already be punching you in the back. That's basically what the Oki is, and they do it 24/7, giving you no breathing room to pop a skill stock on you, and they give you no room to use any charge up your ki or anything like that. So they'll just keep beating you up, pressing circle, and they'll just keep punching you in the back, doing that non-stop, sending you flying, getting behind you, doing a little combo string like this. X. They'll do the combo string like this, send you flying. Oki you. They try to make sure they stay close to the ground. They don't like being too high in the air, and they throw you off guard, and they just keep getting back shots on you. And if you recover from it, I don't know if Vegeta gonna do it, because he's gonna be trying to guard response, but we'll see if he actually do it. But if you end up teching that circle part of the Dragon Rush, if you end up teching it and you get on your feet, you actually putting yourself in a worse predicament because of the animation in this game. You're kind of frozen in the recovery state. So what will happen is they'll send you flying. I gotta end the video because I gotta go. I'm on a time schedule. What they'll do is they'll send you flying. Hold on, Vegeta. I need you to chill. Hold on, I gotta do a snap finish. They'll do this, and if you recover, see, Vegeta ain't doing it. But basically, when you recover from someone doing a Dragon Rush on the ground, you'll land on your feet in all fours. I'm pretty sure you've seen it before. But when you do that, you're stuck in that animation on all fours, while the Gogeta player or whoever player is doing it, they're not stuck. So while you're in that, since you saved yourself from hitting the ground with your recovery button, mashing the goddamn guard button, whatever, you're stuck in that animation. So now they easily able to start punching you in the back again and doing a combo string on you. And again, the only way you can negate this is by doing a super counter. And then it still goes into a skill check, because if you super counter, they can super counter your super counter, or they can vanish your super counter. And if they win the vanish fight because you got lower key than them, because they've been whooping your ass, if they win the vanish fight because you run out of key, they just finna do it all over again. They finna stump you into the ground doing a dragon rush, and then oki you again and punch you in the back while you try to get up. So there are hyper aggressive players in this game that does that, a part of meta, and it's probably the nicest meta in the game that you gotta respect. All the other stuff is cheesy, right? You can't really respect it. But when you're fighting someone that's doing something like that, you just gotta respect it because they throwing hands. And I respect any player that beats me with that. The only time I get frustrated fighting them in the game is when my super counter's not kicking in. I know I'm pressing the button to counter them when they're hitting me, but because of the input delay, maybe my timing's off, or lag buffering is happening while we in the fight with the input delay. So my super counter's not coming off. That's the only thing that kind of upsets me. But them as a whole fighting like that with the oki and stuff, gotta respect it. I only respect it. They don't be using no supers or anything. They just whooping your ass. But anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And until next time, stay up.